Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show on this Sunday the 4th of October 2020. Now, ever since 1944, we entered into this new agreement of the King Dollar. The current global monetary architecture is unique in its history of money. Following the Bretton Woods Conference, the British pound has finally was replaced by the US dollar as a globally reigning currency. The United States emerged as the undisputed leader and economic power of the post-war era. So this is what's happened is we've entered into this period back in 1944, post-Bretton Woods, where we've entered into a new monetary order. And with it, tighter and tighter, they have been giving you basically the mark. The mark is all these numbers that they give you. It's endless. Okay. You've got your birth certificate number. You've got your social security number. You've got your driver's license number. You've got your credit card numbers. And with all these numbers comes a myriad of papers that you have to carry with you to prove and verify each of these numbers is true. So what we're going to talk about right now is that control mechanism is already in place. It's been in place since 1944. And it's been growing more and more solid as the years progress. But now that this new disease has come along, it's speeding up something else, something that's bigger. And this is, and we all know it's coming, microchips. The age of the microchip. And basically what the microchip is going to do is it's going to take all these myriad of numbers you have that are associated with you, your wedding, your marriage license number, your driver's license number, your birth certificate number, your passport number, your visa number, your social security number, it just goes on and on. All this list of numbers, and it's going to condense all these numbers down into one number. But the system that's in place that has you as a number is already here. And it's been here your whole life. Your whole adult life. It's been here already. And you just didn't see it for what it was. But the way the system is structured right now, all these different numbers that apply to you, it's on you. It's your responsibility as a citizen to constantly verify that these numbers are correct for the government who is incapable of doing that job. So, in other words, what I'm saying is you might want to go and fly someplace, okay? So you take your passport and you pack all your bags and everything else, and hey, you're excited to make your trip. Maybe you're going to fly to Bermuda or someplace like that, right? And you're excited to take your trip and everything, and you go to the airport and everything, and they check you through doing all these different checks. It takes about an hour, and finally you get up there where they're going to check your passport, and you hold your passport out, and everything seems to be in order, and all of a sudden the passport guy says, okay, you can't take this flight. You say, why? He says, your passport expired yesterday. These are the kind of headaches we constantly button up against, The police might pull you over on the side of the road because you're going 5 miles an hour over the speed limit, okay? Or maybe 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. You didn't know. You come over the crest of a hill, and your car accelerated that much because the hill was pushing it down, pushing your car. But there he is waiting with his little radar unit aimed right at you, pulls you over and everything, and then he says, it shouldn't be a big problem. It's just a speeding ticket. Okay, my bad. And the policeman pulls up to your window, and you roll your window down. Yes, officer, can I help you? And he says, well, I want to see your driver's license, your vehicle registration, and your driver and your proof of insurance. So you're fishing around in the glove compartment there, What you didn't know is maybe the kids were going through your glove compartment. Maybe they took your proof of insurance out and were playing with it or something, So you're going through and you find your driver's license in your wallet, and you find and all of a sudden when it comes to proof of insurance, you don't have that number for him.
Now you're detained and everything else because you have to prove that you have insurance. Because of this myriad and this big bunch of numbers everywhere. But you're already under the control of the system. Just the fact that the cop pulled you over, and he wants all this information from you, is their control being extended out over you. It's already there. The web of control is already there. But it's a confused, disorderly web of control that's got 1,000 different numbers for 1,000 different things, and you have to verify all these numbers by carrying the papers yourself for everything. Well, when this new system comes in, and I guarantee you guys, it's coming. The microchip is coming, and people can get up there and they can do whatever they want. They can protest. But the only way that humanity would be able to stop it at this point would be a united effort amongst all of humanity to say no. Basically. Just one person or even 1,000 people marching in the street isn't going to stop it. Because it's too juicy for them. It's too juicy. It's too much control for them to pass it up. It's the piece of cheesecake with the cherry on top. Little girl at the party, she's eyeing that piece of cheesecake with the cherry on top, and she wants it really bad. That's it. That's what this is for them. They want it really bad because of the control that it's going to give them. But what's it going to be like for us? Because I've mentioned now, this thing is coming. This thing is coming. What's it going to be like for us? Well, they're moving over to a digital monetary system, and that's part of the first steps they need to engage in order to get to the microchip part. Is they have to switch money over to digital form. That's the first step. And it's obvious, it should be obvious to everyone, that these long digit numbers, like they use on blockchain, is the kind of numbers you need rather than your social security number. See, your social security number, is like, 9 digits or something? 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 digits, I think, if I remember right. Or is it 9? But it's all numbers. It's all numerical. Okay? That's an antiquated system. That's the system from the 1940s. 1944, when they went to the Bretton Woods system, and that's the new system. The new system was already established, but they start slow with these things, and they start in a weak way. And weak as in your social security number is only, 8 or 9 digits. And it's all numerical. But now, take a look at the social security number, and take a look at these new blockchain numbers. Right? What do you see? Well, the first obvious thing is you see that it's numerical, but it's much longer. It's much longer string. And the second thing that's obvious is they use uppercase and lowercase alphabetical numbers. Not numbers, but alphabetical. Upper and lowercase. Now, there's 26 letters in the alphabet. There's only 1 to 9. Counting the 0 is only 10 numbers. In the numerical system, you only have 10 numbers that they can use. Now, even a school kid could tell you that there's an awful lot more harder to crack an alphabet. Like if instead of using numbers on the lottery, if they used A, B, C, D, there's 26 variables, and then when you add the other case, upper and lower case, it doubles 26 to 52. Am my math right? I think so. That's a lot of variables. And now when you add that to the numerical sequence, which is 10 variables too, and then you make the string much longer, you're making it so that to try to crack a code like that, it's virtually impossible. But not only that, is if you're working with a long string of numbers and numerical sequences like that, you can actually tag each and every person on Earth with a number that'll never be duplicated.
Whereas with the Social Security system, there's limitations there. Duplications and so on. It's old-fashioned. It's an easy number to crack, too, to know what it is, you know. And so that numerical system that fits in with the monetary system, and this is where they're going with this, that long-digit numerical system is going to be assigned numbers. And that's going to be your wallet. That's going to be your money of the future. So getting into what it's going to look like is I see the new microchip as not just being your identification, but also as being your money. Your money's going to be tagged to it. It's going to be your wallet. It's going to be all your money. All the money you earn at work is going to go into your microchip account. All the money, every money that there is, they are going to antiquate as fast as they can. I can see them antiquating the old money that we use. Cash, gone. Trying to use anything else as money, gone. They're going to kind of try to force it in and squeeze it into this bottle. But there's a fly in the ointment as far as the money thing is concerned. And, you know, the fly in the ointment is their fiat monies are going to go down in a ball of flames. And then they're going to bring out these new digital fiat monies. But they're only going to be digital fiat, providing that they don't back them with something. So what are they going to back it with? Well, there's two candidates to back their new digital currencies. There's two candidates out there. And both of these candidates are vying. They're basically out there saying, use me, use me, use me. One of them's gold, and the other one's Bitcoin. It's possible that some countries will use Bitcoin and some countries will use gold. Or it's possible that all the countries will use Bitcoin and then will use gold. And it's also possible that all the countries will use gold and none of them will use Bitcoin. We just don't know yet. But it's obviously clear that if they make their new fiat unbacked, their new digital fiat, which is going to be some sort of blockchain type technologies or similar to blockchain technologies. And I mean, they are working on this really fast. That it's obvious that they're going to have to use something to back them with, or they're going to go to zero even faster than the old paper money. And so they're going to have to back them with something. And there's only two candidates out there, Bitcoin and gold, real gold. Those are, as far as I see, those are the two candidates. Now, what's it going to mean to you, this microchip? What's it going to be like in a world with the microchip? Well, first off, you know, you're going to have all of your papers for everything. Your birth certificate, your marriage certificate numbers, all of it is going to be on that microchip account. And they're all going to progress them into that one number, which is your wallet number or your money number. And all of the numbers are going to be processed into that one number. So all of the information, all of the data can be obtained on you just from that one number. So I'll tell you what it's going to be kind of like. And they're going to force everyone into this. So, I mean, I'm just a messenger for you guys, just trying to tell you guys what it's going to be like to be in this microchipped world. The police officer's going to pull you over for a traffic stop, like in the scenario before where you couldn't find your insurance papers. He'll pull you over for a traffic stop. And you'll put your wrist out, and he'll run some sort of little scanner over your wrist. And it'll make a little beep sound. Then he'll be sitting there looking at a pocket-held device, which will display all of the information for you, all the information pertaining to you, and he'll sit there and read it for a couple minutes. He won't ask you, can I see your driver's license? Can I see your proof of insurance or anything? He won't ask for any of that. He's just going to sit there and he's going to do a little beep on your wrist, and then he's going to sit there looking at his screen for a minute or two. And making sure that everything verifies out. And then he'll say, okay, Mr. Johnston, you were going a little bit fast back there. And what he's read, what did he read? Well, he read that your marriage and your birth certificate and all of your papers pertaining to you, everything. If you've been in jail, he's going to see it. If everything pertaining to you, your whole life, he's going to know you better than you know yourself. And this is going to make it so that you don't have to carry all these papers anymore. That's one. If there's any one good thing to come from this, that'll be that you don't have to carry all these papers anymore. You won't have to carry a passport. You won't have to carry your wallet. You won't have to carry your credit cards. You won't have to carry your driver's license. You won't have to carry your any of this. It's going to be all on the chip, all of it. So you want to fly someplace to some other country, your passport's on the chip already, your visa, whatever you need. It's going to be all on the chip. Your medical history, everything, all on the chip. And so they're just going to have scanners everywhere. So what's it going to be like for a person that doesn't have the chip? If somebody is going to be like, I am never taking that chip. What's it going to be like for them? Well, they're going to go into try to go up an elevator. Can't do it. Can't operate the elevator because you need the chip. Try to go to the supermarket. You get blocked at the doors. You can't open the doors because you don't have the chip. Try to get on the public transport bus. You can't get on because there's a meter there and you got to scan your chip. Try to use a taxi cab. Nope, sorry. Taxi cab driver's got to scan your chip. I mean, it's just going to be, you can't use a supermarket. You can't do anything. So it's just going to be totally impossible. We're going to make it totally impossible for people but okay, chip's voluntary. You go and get it installed voluntarily. But if you don't get it installed, you're not going to be able to eat. You're not going to be able to drink. You're not going to be able to go anywhere. You're not going to be able to do anything. So if you really don't want to have a chip, the best thing to do is go out and buy a used motorized bicycle or motorcycle, pack a big kit bag on the back with a tent and an axe and stuff like that, and drive way up into the Yukon someplace and live with the bears if you don't want a chip, because that's the only way you're probably going to be able to survive without one in this new world that they're creating. And I'm sorry to tell you guys this. I mean, but once they get this all implemented, then the net is closed. We are the fish, and the net's been closed. And you're inside the scooped up net. It's over. Everybody's going to have it, and everybody is going to have like a score. I mean, this is what's coming. And this virus has pushed us toward this probably 10 years closer in the last 6 months to the implementation of all these new technologies that are going to have a profound effect upon our world. But I mean, if you've lived this long in this world, you're a survivor. You're a survivor from the first night of conception. You were the survivor. You were the hardest, strongest, most capable. And that's why you survived. And, in this world is harsh. And you have to roll with the punches, so to speak. And you have to pick your battles. And in the case of this, it's like I say, I see it as being nothing more than a piece of, for them, it's a piece of cheesecake with the cherry on top. They want this so bad because it's going to give them ultimate control over all the citizenry, and it's going to be able to instantaneously know exactly who you are, what you're up to. Complete and utter control. And so they're probably most likely they're going to put it in the webbing between your thumb and your forefinger. That's most likely spot where it's going to go, and it's probably going to be some sort of an injection. You know, they make a tiny little incision, you know, and they slide the thing in, you know, and put a bandage over it, and you can go home. And a week or two later, it's all healed. I can see this coming, guys. It's right around the corner. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the very... Oh, one thing I wanted to mention. I was listening to Bo Pony last night, and he was talking about Bible chronology. Now, I have a lot of experience with this subject matter. I wasn't laughing at the things that he was saying in there. And the reason why I wasn't laughing is 40 years I studied Bible chronology. And I mean, a lot of you out there probably didn't know this. For 40 years I studied Bible chronology. And if I had to, from my 40 years of experience in Bible chronology, position the place that we are right now in the stream of time according to Bible chronology, not according to me, but according to Bible chronology, I would position us as in a period that's referred to in the Bible as called the Great Tribulation, which is also referred to as a time of trouble such as never been seen before and never will be seen again. It's also that talks about how during that period in time, every man's hand would be against his brother, meaning that the people would be like squabbling over things like human rights and over all these different issues that they have, you know. And this period that we're in is a marked period when if you look at Bible chronology, it talks about the 7 seals in Revelation being opened and poured out upon the earth, you know. It's a very complicated subject, and you'd have to study it for a long time to come to a full understanding of it. But you have to understand something about this, and why you do not want to just take it lightly is the writers in the Bible, they claimed something called divine inspiration. And basically what that means is it means that they didn't consider that they were writing these things down themselves, but under direction of some unseen hand, some unseen force that was directing them, controlling them, and basically telling them what to write. You know, and it's called divine inspiration. In other words, they were inspired by something out there. Not themselves, but something that was like controlling their thoughts and inspiring them to write these things down. And they called it divine inspiration. So these things were written in the past, thousands of years ago, about future events under this divine inspiration. Now, that's why I don't take these things lightly, especially when these things start to come fulfilled in a way that is basically like so uncanny it would give you cold chills. You know, so I don't take these things lightly whatsoever. Now, Bo Pony has put in one heck of a lot of work on this. I was watching his show on Greg Hunter last night. He's put a heck of a lot of work into a detailed study of these things himself. And, you know, I have a lot of experience in these things, and I can see he's put an awful lot of work into it himself. You know, and it's worth taking a watch. That is, if you're not weak-hearted and stuff, you know, I mean, because it's pretty troubling if these things are actually coming true, and I'm not saying they are, I'm not saying they're not, but if they are, it's a pretty troubling show to watch his show on Greg Hunter. Anyway, listen, guys, you have a great rest of the weekend. Like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, and we'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye.